Hi everybody, this is Boog S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the McFarlane DC Multiverse Wonder Woman 1984 Wonder Woman figure. So before we take a look at Wonder Woman, let's take a look at the accessories that she comes with. So first up, she comes with this stand. We see this with every DC Multiverse figure. And you can port this into either foot. For some reason I always put it on the left foot. And she could stand a lot better with it. Getting her to stand with these I think they're called wedge teals, can be a little tricky. So this stand actually does help to balance her out. So I'll probably leave that on her for this review until I get to the articulation at least. Up next, she comes with her data file. You get a really nice picture of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman there. And then there, if you want to read that, go ahead and pause that now. Up next, she comes with the curled up lasso that fits on her belt right there, that belt loop. And this looks really nice. The color is very shiny gold. It has some nice texturing to it. Now, if you're posing the figure around, then it will fall off because it just kind of stays there like that. It does stay on there for the most part until you start posing it around. But, yep, that looks pretty cool. And finally, she comes with the lasso like this, which she can't really hold it the best. It's meant to be held like this, but as you can see, it's really loose in her hand and will do that. What I have done is I've kind of doubled this up here and slid this in there too, and you can get her holding it a little better like that. But as you can see, it still kind of wants to fall out of her hand. So that's a bit irritating. If you kind of play around with it, you can get her holding it better, especially if you put it in both hands. That's the way I've gotten it. I just kind of, I'll go ahead and show how I do it. I do this, and then I do this. There. So that's why I end up doing, that way she can hold it. And I know that's upside down, but it honestly doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty good if you do it like that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt. So the head sculpt is really, really good. I wasn't sure of how the head sculpt would look by the promo pics. I definitely was not sold on it. But having it in hand, it is a great likeness of Gal Gadot. They just really nailed that likeness. It looks really good. Like I said, it's a lot better in person. The pictures online do not do it justice. It is a great head sculpt. They got everything good. The only issue I have with this head sculpt is the hair is a little lopsided. It's not centered right. But I'll probably be able to just remove the hair and place it right and then glue it back down. But the hair, they got the curls sculpted really nicely. It's cast in dark brown and has that light brown painted over top of it. Yeah, that just looks really good. Like I said, the head sculpt, pictures online do not do it justice. You have to have it in hand. But yeah, that is a really good likeness of Gal Gadot. McFarlane Toys did a really good job. Looking at the torso, you get this really nice metallic red and some good sculpt detail to it. And then you get gold on top right there. And like I said, it just looks really good. All of the metallic colors on this came out really nice. I wish Hasbro would start doing this. You get some sculpt detail to her belt. You get a little bit of texturing to the skirt right there. Yeah, the camera's picking it up. So it does have a little bit of sculpt detail to it. You get Wonder Woman's bracers. They're done in silver and gold. And again, they're painted really well. And her hand wrappings. I'm trying to get up close here. Her hand wrappings are sculpted really nicely. And as you can see, they have some texturing to them as well. There's no texturing to the ball peg here. It's just cast in a brown color. But yeah, it's a really tiny detail, but there is some sculpting to the wrappings there. Now, another complaint that I have with this is she has really long legs, and she's really tall. I'm not sure why. I'll show in the size comparisons here in a little bit what I mean. But she is a tall figure. I feel like she's a little too tall. I mean, I know she's an Amazon, so she's supposed to be a little bit taller, but I don't think she's supposed to be this tall. But anyways, you get some nice paint detail to her shin armor right here. And the straps are sculpted pretty nicely. They have a little bit of texturing to them as well. And again, the collar on this is done really well. I really love that metallic red collar. And I feel like her feet are a little big. I don't know if it's maybe just because of the heels right there. Is it just me, or do her feet look a little big? Yeah, it's a minor gripe, but I feel like her feet are a little big. Maybe it's just me. So now, let's go ahead and go over her articulation. I will go ahead and take the stand off for this part of the video. So for her head, she can't really look back at all. Not sure why, but she can't look back at all. But she can look down all the way. You can get her moving down all the way. And you can move her head side to side. And you get a little bit of tilting. Let's go ahead and take this out for a second. She has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out all the way. She has those butterfly joints that can shift back and forth, up and down, and all the way around. She has swivel at the bicep, double-jointed elbow that can bend in all the way. Wait a second. There, you can bend in just a little farther. But it can bend in all the way. And she has those universal ball-jointed wrists that can move down all the way, up all the way, and spin around all the way. So you can get some pretty good range of motion out of that. She has a ball-jointed diaphragm and ball-jointed waist, so when combining those, you can get her crunching back all the way, but you do get a little bit of gappage right there. So, yeah, that does look a little bothersome, but let's see. If you do that, you can hide it a little better. But she can also crunch forward all the way, and she can move side to side. And I haven't got any side-to-side movement out of the waist. It's mainly right here in this diaphragm joint. But you can get it moving side to side. She has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split. And I knew that would happen. She can kick forward all the way. She can kick back all the way. She has swivel at the thigh that can move side to side pretty well. She's another one of the DC Multiverse figures that have better thigh articulation. Some of the thighs don't move at all, but this one moves pretty well. She has double-jointed knee. She has those universal ball-jointed ankles that can only move up a little bit and back a little bit because of the armor right there. That does get in the way, but you can move it side to side. And she has toe articulation that can move up all the way. So, overall, the articulation is really good on her. The only drawback is the head, that it can't look back at all. But other than that, it's pretty good. And, which was the figure? I think it was Batman that had the really good hip articulation. She's another figure with great hip articulation. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So, first up, here she is next to the DC Multiverse, the Mattel version of Wonder Woman. And yet, the McFarlane version is so much better. The head sculpt on this one, I mean, you can tell who it's supposed to be, but it's not a great likeness of her overall. And of course, this one is out of scale with the new version. So there she is next to her. Here she is next to Arrow. Other than the other version of Wonder Woman, this is the only other live-action DC figure that we've gotten. It'd be nice to see some more DCEU figures like Batfleck, Henry Cavill Superman, Shazam. I was really looking forward to the Harley Quinn figure, but it's been canceled, which sucks because I really enjoyed the Birds of Prey movie. But anyways, here she is next to him. Here she is next to Superman. I think she should be just a tad bit shorter, because she is a little bit taller than him. So there she is next to him. And finally, here she is next to Batman. And yeah, she's still taller than him too. So there she is next to Batman. So overall, I would highly recommend this figure. It is amazing. I do have some complaints with it. The main one is that she's a little bit too tall. She should be just a tad bit shorter. But other than that, it's a fantastic figure. It's got great articulation, a great likeness, lots of good sculpt detail, and even paint detail. I love that metallic red. It came out very nice. So I would highly recommend picking this figure up. It is great. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.